a long time ago. All right, the start of the semifinal game. Let's hope the repair work is done, the maintenance on that bowling ball.
Well, we mentioned all the other statistics for the WIBC Championship Tournament, but for the Queens Tournament, you must maintain a 171 or greater average for 21 games in WIBC sanctioned league play in order to compete. So any amateur ladies that are out there that would like to possibly compete next year in the Queens Tournament, you only need 171 average.
Next year in Lansing, Michigan, right?
That's right.
And the year after that in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Laurie Soto with a light hit leaves the 2-4-5. It's the first time that she's missed the pocket on that right-hand lane in some time.
Well, she did miss the bucket on lane 14 in her opening shot of game number 1. So we'll see if she tries to make any adjustments shooting it. Now, she knows that the farther left she goes, the more the ball is going to hook, so she does have to trust it.
Well, she missed the bucket badly, we might add, too, to the left. A little more room. Boy, that's an uncomfortable reaction.
Well, the ball still went left.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
it's not quite as much, right?
Exactly.
I guess it's the old adage, if you don't want to shoot the bucket, just don't leave it.
It's been very warm for all the players here this week. Really high temperatures here in Cedar Rapids, well into the 80s. I think the bowling center had to be well into the hundreds. It felt like that. Even the spectators were warm, and when the spectators are warm, the bowlers are extremely hot.
Beautiful shot, and this time the solid 10 rears its ugly head. We haven't seen many of those taps this evening.
No, Laurie Soto has really been able to carry well tonight when she's hit the pocket flush. All 10 pins have gone. This time now the ball just sets up a little bit behind the head pin. The 6 pin goes around the 10. A lot of times that is caused because the ball just slides a little bit too long prior to making that left turn towards the pocket.
Nice, crisp, professional shot at the 10. Dede Davidson leads by 1, but one would suspect she might be a little uncomfortable right now with the equipment.
Also, Dede mentioned it herself. She really did not bowl well all week. She was just fortunate in being able to beat her opponents, and that's what it came down to. The left-handers also playing an inside line. I was crossing in qualifying with Tish Johnson. She was playing anywhere between the second and third arrow, sometimes even a little bit inside the third arrow. So for left-handers, this is a pretty deep inside shot for them.
Very powerful player, a player that once she gets lined up will throw a lot of strikes. She said one of the keys this week, though, was trying to stay out of trouble and make her spares. She did make a lot of spares this week.
Dede with a 4-step approach actually starts the ball very low, pushes the ball before her feet move for a 4-step approach. That's a little unusual. High backswing, drop shoulder. And this is Dede's road to the top 5. You can see she defeated Christy Witcher to qualify number 2, but then she lost to Jeannie Maiden, or Dede, if she would have won that match, would have been the top seed.
Thumb down a little early, right through the nose again, and Dede Davidson battling her equipment and the lanes at this stage.
You can see Dede's high 4-game series this week was really only 8-16.
With 2 career professional titles, she'd love to add the Queens to that list.
Well, a very prestigious event. One of the ladies' tour's majors, as you might say.
Had a chance last night to chat with Millie Ignizio as I was coming out of one of the restaurants here in Cedar Rapids. She was heading in for a bite to eat, and boy, great to see her back out and competing. The only woman ever to win 3 times in this event. She won 3 times in 5 years, too.
Wow, really dominated the Queens event.
Ooh, first time we've seen the solid 5-pin, but that beats the heck out of the 2-4-5.
Well, not quite getting enough finish on the ball. Really probably did not get the rotations. And a lot of times when this happens, the ball just hits flat into the pocket and deflects.
All right, now is this because the lanes are changing, or is she not bowling as well as she did in the first 2 games?
Well, I don't think she's being quite as aggressive. That time the ball speed was not quite there. She just really did not get around that ball enough and get enough lift and rotation on it. I think the oil could be carrying down a little bit, but not to make that much of a difference where she's going to go 5-pin.
So in the first couple of games, we were talking about the players moving everything left. Now that the oil is carrying down a little bit, do you move back to the right or no?
Well, if she moves back to the right on these lanes, Denny, she's going to find that the ball is going to hook a little bit earlier. I would have to say no. I would have to say she needs to basically stay where she is. She needs to possibly rotate the ball a little bit more. If she moves back to the right, she's going to run into that dry area that we've seen her ball overreact at. She may have tried to do it right there on lane 13.
Looked like she did. She moved right. The reaction wasn't what she wanted, but she did strike. High hit left the 4-7, converted it. She's down by 2, but she's got to start making some adjustments.
3 times she's left the 4-7 in a row, Denny. She really does need to move in a little bit with her feet now. For a left-hander, she's going to have to move right. She's getting the ball to break too much. She wants to cut down on that and move right with her feet.
A little more deliberate. Oh, good adjustment there, and I think she did just what you said, Leala. Moved a little bit right.
Well, you always want to move the way your ball is moving, Denny. For amateurs out there, a little key, if you see your ball as a right-hander constantly moving left, you then want to move your feet left to try to cut down on that angle.
Laurie Soto averaging nearly 240 for her first 2 games in the championship round. Misses badly on lane 14.
Turning that ball very early. You could see it as she set it down. She went straight up the boards, did not swing the ball at all. And when you do that where she's playing, the ball is going to hook left for her. Just trying to stay clean. She needs to convert the 6-10, 6-9-10.
Well, this is one of those gritty matches where you just do what you have to do to give yourself a chance in the 10th frame.
Well, if it comes down to a spare game, then that's fine, as long as that's all your opponent is doing as well.
Well, we've only seen 2 strikes, and make that 3 strikes. 2 of them have been Brooklyn, so.
Well, we've seen a little bit different outlook by Laurie. Now, she came out and met 2 amateurs and really just crunched them. Now she's up against Dede, a very experienced player, and all of a sudden her game doesn't quite look as sharp as she did in those first 2 matches. So the mental aspect of this particular match might be playing a little bit of an effect on Laurie's mind.
Leaving the soft 10 in